Martial arts school owners, don't make these mistakes in your school. If you're wanting to build a successful business, great cash flow, great profits and so on, don't make these mistakes. And again, I hold my hands up. I've made lots of mistakes in my business journey without a doubt. If you can learn just, a couple of things and avoid these mistakes, I know it will help you progress quicker. And again, will help you build that more successful cash flowing business, really. So, these aren't in any particular order, just things off the top of my head. So, one of the things, I would not be bothered in the slightest what other people are charging. Okay? Let them do whatever they want, let them charge whatever they want. That's up to them. At the end of the day, you should know how valuable your service is and how valuable your program is, and you're going to pitch it or it's going to be worth that much. Don't be bothered thinking, oh, I'm the dearest around, or I'm the cheapest around, or they're a bit dearer than me, they're a little less. Forget about all that rubbish. Don't be bothered what other people are charging. The next thing as well, when I first started off teaching, I was obviously, sorry for myself, I was second dan, and I was always wary of, well, they're a third dancer, they're probably going to be worth more. They're a fourth dancer, they're going to be worth more. Forget about that rubbish as well, really, definitely. How many parents know the difference between first, second, third, fourth, and fifth dans and so on like that? And you then can't think to yourself that every time you want a pay rise, you've got to wait until you get your next grade and so on. It's about what I mentioned to my mentees a lot. It's about the provision, the service that you're providing and the value it brings. It's nothing to do with, your downgrade or anything like that. It's more about what you're delivering and the problems you're solving as well. Other things as well, don't be bothered about your lineage. I mean, this is one of the stupid things I used to have on my website back in, I don't know, 2004 or 5. This is me, this is my instructor, this is their instructor, and it shows it all the way back to Japan. Who's bothered? You know what I mean? I mean, from a martial arts point of view, I'm sure you are, or career or anything like that. But from parents looking in, they're not bothered about that. It's just a case of they're coming in as a consumer to, can you help me with this? Or my child's interested in learning karate or self defense. Can you help them with that? They're not bothered who your instructor was or anything like that, really. They're more bothered about what you can do with them. And again, linking this across to Zig Ziglar, you know, what's in it for me with him? What's in it for me? That's what they're bothered about as a consumer. You just look to yourself now, whenever you're buying something, it's always about you. Okay, so it's the same when you're trying to obviously speak to your parents and so on. Um, Another mistake back in the early days, I wasn't doing enough. Now I thought I was doing all right because at the time I was a full time lecturer as well. So the marketing, and I mentioned this in my book as well. If you haven't got a copy of the book, please invest in a copy. How to Build a Highly Profitable Martial Arts School by me, Dervish Dervish. It'd be well worth the 10, 12, £15, whatever's it's worth, definitely. But yeah, you need to make sure you're doing a lot. The more you do, the more your school, your business will progress. So again, if you're working, 8 hours a day, still full time in your job, there's 168 hours. My maths might be wrong there. There's 168 hours in a week, I think, and you're working 40 of them. Add on your commutes if you're doing commutes and so on. Add on your family commitments and that type of thing. But there's still a lot of time available for you to do extra things to build up your business. If you follow successful people, obviously I'm an avid reader. I read lots of, well, I suppose I'm not as avid as I used to be. I read about two, three, maybe 4 books a month, something like that. You will always find that people that have built up a successful business did a lot. It just didn't happen, okay, overnight. They did a lot. They got a lot of things going, and then momentum helped and carried them through and so on. So you need to be doing a lot. Don't just think turning up 5 minutes before your class, teaching a phenomenal class, and leaving 5, 10 minutes after is good enough. And the word will spread. That doesn't happen. You need to be doing a lot. Marketing as well. I know I'll mention a lot about this. And again, any of my mentees watching this, you can never do enough marketing. Okay, it's either going to cost a lot and not have a lot of your input time wise, or it's going to have a lot of your time taken up and not much cost. There's a sliding scale there, really. So you need to continually be marketing your school if you're wanting it to grow. And again, it's down to you, really. We all know we need new students coming in. We all know we need new white belts coming in each and every month. But you need to market for those. They don't just turn up, definitely not. So, some mistakes there I've made along the way. Being stuck in analysis paralysis as well. I mentioned this a lot to my other mentees. Again, a mentee help people running martial arts schools, 'cause I know that I'll massively be able to help them. I help property investors as well because we have a property portfolio, so I help, property investors along the way. But so many times we can sit on the fence and just be stuck in analysis paralysis. Meanwhile, opportunities are just going by. We need to make sure that we do enough due diligence, yes, we do enough research, but then go for it. Otherwise, time just flies by and then you're in the same position. So don't be stuck in analysis paralysis, definitely not. Other things now, you know, just trying to go for marginal growth, gross increments. So we're only going to stretch for this much this year. So I really want to grow my school by 10 students or 12 students. Or I really want to grow my gross by £500 extra a month, £1,000 extra a month. You need to get out of your way of this, the scarcity mindset, this squash thinking. You need to think, do you know what? I can turn this business or I can grow this business into whatever level you want it to be. The people that have built successful businesses, and again, myself with mine, I know I could have taken it further. I know I could have built it a lot more. But unfortunately, you know, my heart dropped out of it a little bit. I had some other things going on as well. And I just thought, and now's the time to pivot a little bit. However, if I can help other martial arts school owners grow the school and obviously turn the hobby into a full-time profession, not so much a profession, a career, a business that provides them with great cash flow, then obviously I'm passing on my knowledge here as well. So yeah, I've made so many mistakes. Don't be bothered about your lineage. Don't make it this most elaborate website. It just needs to be a little single page landing page really to get contact details. Make sure that you're answering the phone properly, not just saying hello and it's sounding too, unprofessional, amateuristic. Don't just be settling for small goals. Don't be, being stuck in analysis paralysis. Make sure you're doing a lot of marketing. There's loads of mistakes I've made, okay? When we first signed our first lease back in 2010 for our first full-time venue, there was a crazy maybe 5 or 6 days when I was contemplating two venues. One was 12,000 feet, maybe even 13,000 feet. Another one was just short of 3,000 feet. I was contemplating going for the bigger one because in my mind, bigger is better. Imagine all the classes we could have going in here. Imagine all the areas. God, this is going to be amazing. Forget about that rubbish, okay? Just build one single, profitable, efficient school that provides you with predictable, reliable cash flow each and every month. That's what I do. And obviously, we went for the school. I think it was 2,850 square feet. Now, if I was had my time again, I'd make it even smaller. I'd go to 2,000, maybe 2,200 square feet because I know exactly how to build a school, where things should go, to make sure it's optimal. And because at the end of the day, your school's likely to be empty 18 hours a day. It's very unlikely you're going to have 6 hours of classes every single day. Maybe even at weekdays, it might only be 2 classes, 3 classes. So again, at the end of the day, really, when you're buying or renting space, it's just space. You need to make sure it's as efficient as possible, your business. So I hope that helps some people. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. My name is Dervish. I help fellow committed, driven entrepreneurs and especially martial arts school owners build martial arts schools that are profitable and cash flowing. And again, one more little plug: if you haven't picked up or invested in the book How to Build a Highly Profitable Martial Arts School, please do so. It's by me, Dervish. Like I said, please subscribe to the video. Please give it a like. I try to put out more and more videos, but again, I need to know who's watching them and who's liking them and so on. Okay, if people start liking them, then obviously I'm going to put more and more out because I know that I've got lots of information that I could obviously pass on to you. Good luck and keep taking steps further forward. All the best.